Hi everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Live. I am your host, Crystal Fry, a woman's best friend. Tonight on the show, we are talking about the difference between self-care and self-love. Now, self-care has been a popular topic for a little while now. If you watch things that are trending, this is one thing that has been kind of top of mind for a lot of people for a little while now, in an effort to remind people that you actually need to take time to recharge and refresh and, plug yourself in. Think about your phone. You've seen the memes that say, you wouldn't let your phone die on your battery die on your phone, so why would you let that happen to yourself? So self-care is probably not a foreign topic to many of you because you hear about it all the time. You should take a rest, you should relax, you should, take a break, get away, do something. Somewhere along the line, we bought into the message that if you work harder, and now I'm not talking about, when I'm talking about harder, I mean like longer hours, that kind of harder. Working harder, not smarter type of working harder. Work more hours, take less breaks, take less vacation, take less time for ourselves, take less time for our families, then we'll achieve more. Somewhere that is the message that a lot of us picked up. A lot of us who have careers, who have been working in jobs for a long time or moving down that path, we somewhere picked up along the line that you got to spend a whole lot of hours doing that thing in order to get anything out of it. When that, so true, hard work does get results. But that doesn't mean that you have to work longer hours. That doesn't mean that you have to put yourself in a position where your brain is no longer functioning because you're so tired, because you're not getting any sleep. You're getting 3 or 4 hours a night, and you're not giving your body the time that it needs to function properly. So guess what's going to happen? Your brain and your body will shut down for you. So that's why self-care is important. Ladies and gentlemen, literally my body has done that to me. I have worked a lot and not gotten sleep that I needed and not really taken care of myself the way that you should. And my body has literally put me into a place where I felt like I was getting the flu. Feverish, like everything, just my entire body just drained down. And I had to sleep for a day. Your body needs to recharge. So that is where the self-care, why it's so important, because you have to take care of your body. If you want it to do all of the things and keep up with everything that you have going on and everything that you want to do, you've got to take care of your body so that it can do that for you. So that is where self-care enters in. And understanding that you need to take that time for yourself to allow your mind, your body, your spirit to come back into alignment so that you can knock the pants off of those goals that you have. So that's where your self-care is. And it works. It absolutely works. Anyone who has done it can testify to it. You guys, they've done studies on productivity, on how productive you are if you sit in this bucket and you don't take a break, and you work through your lunch, and you don't get up and walk outside, and you don't get up unless you're going to go use the restroom, and all you do is sit and work. They've done studies that show people who do that are actually less productive than your coworker over there who gets up and leaves the office for lunch every day because they need a break to clear their mind. When you do that, you get up and you allow your brain to kind of reset, and then when you come back, you can be more productive because you're refreshed. You're not bogged down in it. You've been able to kind of clear the cache, if you will. And so they've actually done studies that prove you're more productive after an appropriate break than if you push through and you push yourself past the point of needing a break. So self-care is about taking care of yourself, your whole self, your body, mind, spirit. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Physically, caring for yourself includes things like eating foods that are good for us. Doesn't mean you can't have the occasional snack. Doesn't mean that you can't have the occasional thing that's not so good for you. But overall, your body needs to have good food. Needs fuel. In order for it to work right, it needs the right stuff in it. Exercising, regular exercising, moving your body. That doesn't mean that you have to go to the gym 5 days a week. It just means that your body needs movement, especially if you are in a particular job that creates a sedentary environment for you. If you're in a place where you sit at a desk and you do a lot of computer work and you don't get up a whole lot, regular exercise is especially important for you if you're in that group, because sitting and not moving your body is actually quite bad for you. They've done studies on that too. I've heard that sitting is the new smoking. So there you go. So get another reason for you to get up and move around. And drinking enough water and getting adequate sleep at night. Again, your body needs that rest so that you can recharge. Sleep is when the body heals itself. You ever notice when you're sick, you don't feel good, you want to sleep, you're tired, you're fatigued? It's because your body repairs itself while you sleep. So guess what? If you're one of those people like I was, who was in a place where 3 or 4 hours a night was about the max that I was getting for a pretty extended period of time, you're not giving your body enough time to heal, rest, and recover. And like I said, it'll take you into a place where it will make you rest and recover. So that's physically taking care of your body. Mentally taking care of yourself, mentally caring for yourself. That includes things like reading books that interest you, learning, taking a class on something that you're interested in, poetry, painting, art, anything else that you're interested in, woodworking, learning how to fix a car, learning how to change spark plugs, learning how to rebuild a carburetor. Anything that is of interest to you, taking a painting class, engaging in mentally stimulating conversation with another human being. How about that? Having a good conversation. And not just about, hey, what's going on? Or, like, hey, how's everything going with this thing? But actually having an engaging conversation. The small talk conversations are fine. There's nothing wrong with them. But to help feed you mentally, you're going to want to make sure that you've got someone that you can have those mentally stimulating conversations with, things that are going to make you think. Maybe they're philosophical in nature, maybe they're not, but something that's going to make you really kind of think and use that brain power you've got. And also checking in on your emotions. As part of your mental wellness, you need to be checking in on your emotions and making sure that you are keeping a nice, healthy emotional balance. That's very important. Your emotions can get you out of whack just the way your body can get you out of whack. So when you're not in a good balance there, that impacts other parts and other areas of your life. So we've done physical, we've done mental, now spiritual. So spiritually caring for yourself means things like practicing your faith, whatever your faith is, spending quiet time in reflection or meditation, being grateful, expressing that gratitude in any variety of ways, and being grateful for the little and the big things in your life. So not just the big things like, oh man, that was really awesome, but the little things like the way your coffee smells. I'm a big coffee drinker, so good coffee is a small thing that I appreciate greatly. Somebody making coffee for me is, just like fantastic, super nice thing to do. Small little things like that, those are items where you really can practice that gratitude muscle. We talked about gratitude at the beginning of the year, and really practicing that gratitude muscle, looking for those small things, works it out a lot more than the big things that are very obvious. So, and of course, prayer. So we've now covered spiritual, mental, and physical, different ways that you are caring for your body. All that are important, all of them. They work together holistically to take care of your whole self. So that's self-care, okay? Practicing self-care is an excellent way to reduce stress. If anybody is stressed, I kid you not, go sit in a quiet place for 5 to 10 minutes. your stress level will drop. So you're reducing stress, you're increasing your overall sense of well-being, and you're ensuring through this process that you're finding and keeping your peace. Okay, so this is self-care. And self-care is a really awesome thing. And I highly encourage you to evaluate your level of self-care and determine if you're in a good place or if you need to make adjustments. You know, everyone who is joining us now, make sure you go back and watch the replay. So we've talked about physical, mental, and spiritual ways that you care for yourself, that you keep yourself all whole together. Go back and take a look at that. And again, evaluate whether or not you're in a good place or whether or not you might need to make a plan to increase one of those. Again, making sure that you are covering all of you. You cannot pour from an empty cup. I know you know that. So remember, self-care is a way that you take care of yourself so that you can take care of, you can serve others, you can be there when other people need you. So now on to the next one, because self-care is a component of self-love. However, self-care is the surface of self-love. It's just the surface. Self-love goes much deeper than getting a massage every other month or scheduling nap time on Saturday afternoons. Those can be part of your self-care plan. Self-love is the very core of who you are as an individual. It's what you're made out of. It's what you were created from. So it's not just about being nice to yourself. It's not just about saying nice things. It's not just about, learning to look past, whatever flaw you have that you don't like. Yes, those are important components of self-love. But understand that self-love is what you were created from. It's what you're made out of. And it's how you view yourself through your own lens, not through someone else's, not through how other people view you. It's how you are viewing yourself through your own lens. And depending on where you are and what your level of self-love is right now, this is something that could be completely uncomfortable and very difficult. And I will say that, and being fully transparent with you, that was where I found myself. I found myself in a place where I was not very comfortable with the person that no one else got to see. So myself. I was very concerned. I made sure that everything looked great for everyone else. I was a picture of confidence and self-esteem and all those other nice little things, and had all my stuff together, right? I had it all together. However, when I looked in the mirror, that's not what I saw. So I was really good at showing people what they wanted to see and very good at hiding what was actually going on for me. So again, when you look behind the curtain, what's back there might be a little scary. And so we decide, maybe we even take a peek once and we decide that we're not going to do that because we don't want to see what's behind the curtain. It's our curtain. We don't want to see what's behind it. But here's the thing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if that is you, I absolutely implore you to make the decision to focus on how you really feel about yourself. How you really feel when you look at you in the mirror. Because here's the thing. You have to live with you for the rest of your life. You may not live with anyone else for the rest of your life. People come, people go. We don't get to keep loved ones forever. But you will spend every single moment of every single day of the rest of your life with you. So you want to make sure that you love yourself. If you're going to spend that much time with yourself, which we all are, you want to make sure that you're in that place where you are loving yourself. Self-love is deciding to engage in self-care because you know that that's important. It's important to take care of your body. It's important to take care of your mind, spirit, emotions, all of those things. You know that intellectually. But it's also deciding and accepting that you have the power to change any thought, any behavior, any action, any response, anything that is currently a habit for you. That is not a true representation of who you are. You have the power to change that. And that is part of self-love, is coming to that realization and accepting that. No one makes you do anything. It's a choice. And if you're sitting in that place where, oh gosh, they make me so mad. No, they don't. You choose to respond in anger. You choose to let whatever they're doing bother you. That's your choice. So many of us don't like that. We don't like that, the fact that we're responsible for how we behave. We're responsible for the things that come out of our mouths. We're responsible for the way that we respond to people, to situations, to things. Whether it's positive, negative, whether it's neutral, whether we can't decide what we want to eat, so, we let someone else make that decision. Guess what? That was a choice. You chose to stay silent. You chose to let someone else decide for you. And that's okay. That's okay. The point that I'm trying to make here is that self-love is understanding that and accepting that. Everything that happens, every choice that you make, every response that is yours. You've made that choice. You've made that decision. Good, bad, right, or wrong. It's yours. So, self-love is also knowing that you were created for a purpose. If you are here, you were created for a purpose. And doing the work to discover what that purpose is so that you can fulfill that purpose. That is also part of what self-love is. It's understanding that you may have baggage to work through. Raise his hand up really high. You may have a lot of baggage to work through. I had tons. I had several trips around the world, never wearing the same thing twice, kind of baggage. A lot of it. It's understanding that you might have all of that you need to work through. But it's taking the steps to work through it. It's not just saying, yeah, I've got a lot of baggage, I'm damaged goods. No, you're not damaged goods. You've got a lot of things you need to work through. And that's okay. Self-love is understanding that, and it's also putting in the work on the inside so that you do love what's on the outside. That's where I help. So it's also appreciating and respecting and adoring who you are. Who you are. Not who someone else thinks you are. Who you are. You, your authentic self. Not the mask that you put on for everyone. Not the stories that you tell everyone on your Facebook or on your Instagram, on whatever social media platform you're on. Not the fake that you let the world believe, but the real, authentic you. The one who snorts when she laughs too loud or too hard, and always wanted to open up a soup kitchen. You, the authentic you, who you are. It's appreciating, respecting, and loving that person. It's loving the real you. It's taking steps to remove all of the layers that you put in front of the real you so that people don't see it. People don't see who that is behind all of those curtains. And you know why we do that? I can tell you why I did it and why a lot of people do it. But the reason why I did it, I had lots of them. You want to talk about being an onion? Ooh, good grief. I could have been the biggest onion in the entire world. Whatever record that is, that was me. The reason why is because I was afraid that people wouldn't like the real me. I was afraid that I wouldn't be accepted, that I wouldn't be appreciated, that really basically that's it. That people would not like the real me. They would not accept the real me. So I created an entirely different person. It's basically what it is, an entirely different person. And that's what everybody got to see, because that's what I thought they wanted to see. But that's not true, you guys. Really, honestly, people want to see you. They want to see the person that you are. They want to see the authentic you. And it's okay to show it to them. You guys know that I am not a proponent of sharing your entire life story unless that's something you really feel strongly about. That's not for me. It may be for you, and that's perfectly fine. When I'm telling you to be your authentic self, I'm talking about who you are as a person. I'm talking about you're the same core person, whether you're at work or whether you're at home or whether you're at a function somewhere. You are the same core person. When people meet you in different settings, they come away with the same impression of you. Not that, oh, wow, well, when she's here, she's one way, and when she's there, she's another way, and, oh, gosh, that kind of makes people wonder whether or not you tell the truth about anything. And that can be a difficult spot to be in. And for some people, they don't tell the truth about anything when they're like that. And that's part of a defense mechanism. It's part of helping to protect themselves. It's another long set of layers to protect them. So, self-love, self-care, self-love. Self-care is taking care of yourself. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? You're taking care of yourself physically, you're taking care of yourself mentally, you're taking care of yourself emotionally and spiritually. Whole package, right? So that you can be the best you. In order to figure out who the best you should be, that's where self-love comes in. It's taking the time to do the work, understanding that it's very likely that it's not all going to be pretty. We all have our own issues, concerns, perceptions, things that we grew up with, things that our child mind interpreted at some point way back there that we have held on to, that we've kept, that we have let shape who we are as adults. And it's not necessarily who you really are. So self-love is being accepting of that fact right there, that your perception quite likely is not reality, yours or anyone else's. Understanding that and being able to take the step, make the decision to go behind the curtain, to pull it back and find the real you. And if you need help with that, let me know, I can help. If this was helpful for you, what we've talked about tonight, the difference between self-care and self-love, if this was helpful for you, please like and share the video. Share it so others can benefit from this information and from the discussion tonight. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you found helpful or meaningful from tonight's show. So we were talking about self-care, the difference between self-care and self-love. Let me know what you found to be interesting or meaningful. Let me know what you thought. And thank you to everyone who joined live and to those who are watching in the replay. I do truly appreciate your love and support. The thumbs up, the hearts, they are greatly appreciated. They do not go unnoticed at all. Until next time, I am Crystal Fry, a woman's best friend, teaching women to see themselves, love themselves, and transform into themselves, into the women they were created to be.